Very cute. Thanks everybody for being patient and waiting. I had some technical difficulties. This is my first time using presenter mode with Canva, so I apologize. We're going to go ahead and get started. So if Veronica, if you don't mind just letting everybody in. If you guys have issues with hearing me or anything like that, just leave a comment or you can unmute yourself and go ahead and let me know that something's going on. Otherwise, let's get started. So I'm super excited to present this to you guys today. My name's Deanna Morales. I'm one of the founders of Root Cause Clinic. Everybody knows Veronica. She's the other founder of Root Cause Clinic. And we're here today presenting to you guys how to recession-proof your life. So we know that this last 6 months to a year, the economy has really shifted. People are seeing an impact. We know that in this wellness industry, we have peers who are also seeing a shift in their income. I'm going to share a little bit about myself first and how I got here. So bear with me as I figure out how to use this little app with Canva. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so like I was saying, we're going to talk about my story for a little bit. Then we're going to discuss what job stability and security looks like and how we are in the 21st century and things have changed. And so we want to take advantage of all those opportunities that we have available to us. So let's get started. So this is me and my family. I am a mother of 5. This is my cousin here who also joined us. This is actually from yesterday at Disney. So like I said, I'm a mother of 5. My oldest is autistic and I have 4 little girls. And so I'm actually in Orlando at this trip, and I wanted to make sure to have time to be able to do this presentation with you guys. But I do want you guys to get to know who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So these are my little kiddos. And this is me when I was in high school. And so I want to share, when I was a child, I was an entrepreneur, like born entrepreneur. I love business. I love sales. I love, sharing things. And that was just me as a kid. So I was actually one of Avon's, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the company Mark. It's a baby company of Avon. So when I was a teenager, they came out with that company, and Gabrielle Union was actually the first representative of the brand. And so they basically did like makeup for teenagers. Like that was who they were marketing to, is like the younger crowd, right? And I love makeup. Like I cannot do the makeup of the modern day now with all the contouring and all the stuff. I can't figure it out. And I don't even try. But I do love it. And so anyway, so I was actually one of the top 100 reps the first year that they launched the company. Mind you, I was 13 years old, and my mom made me pay taxes because the account was under her name. And so she's like, no, you're going to set aside some money to help me out here. And what's funny is that I was only 13. I didn't know what to do with the money. So I would just buy more and more makeup. So I had tons and tons of stuff, and my sisters would help me unbox and unpackage all of the makeup. And that was something that, I really enjoyed. I went into high school doing hair and makeup for some of my friends for prom. And it was something that I've, always enjoyed. So like I said, the entrepreneurial spirit has always been with me. And this is a real picture of me, a little bit embarrassing. I was 20 years old, and I had actually worked for an insurance agent right out of high school. So I was 18, worked for him. Then I got pregnant at 19, had my son, and I quickly realized I cannot work for somebody else. I cannot have somebody else tell me what time to clock in and what time to clock out and what days to work. I just couldn't do it. It's like there's some people who are born with a rigid schedule and they just love this and they can do that. And there's others that can't. I am not one of those people. So this is me trying to look like I was way older, because a lot of people didn't take me serious, selling them life insurance, home insurance, auto insurance, etc. I actually took my Series 6 and 63 courses, if you know what that is. That is so that you can sell securities and bonds and stuff like that. And I failed I can't remember if it was a 6 or 63 by 1%. So I passed one and failed the other. And I was like horrified. I cried for forever because it was so hard. And I remember thinking like, I want to do something else now because I was so upset at myself that I wasn't able to pass that. I didn't even try it again. I failed and I never tried it again because I was so upset. But anyway, so that's something that I did, again, entrepreneurial spirit, I did not want to work for somebody else. I wanted to work for myself. And something that I like to note that is a fun fact for me is that there's a local market in my area called Rio Ranch Market. And when I was 20, I reached out to them and I said, can I open my agency inside of your store? So a lot of the Hispanic stores locally have like little businesses inside of them. And they generally have like insurance companies in there, but this store did not have that. And so I reached out to them and I think I harassed them for maybe 4 months. They were building the brand new store in my area. And so I was like, I have to get an office here. Like, I want to be here. I thought it would be so great. And I did. They gave me the office. I was the first person who in that brand or that company brand was able to get an insurance agency inside of there. And it is still there to this day. I sold my contract when I got out of insurance to my my upline in the agency, and there's still a farmer's agent there. So anyway, that's a little fun fact. And then moving on, I actually went, I was, 20, about 19, 20, and I had bought this house with my ex-husband. And I cried when we saw this house. This was the house of his dreams, but not mine. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in a very not so nice neighborhood, but it was horse property and he had a horse. And so that was his thing. And when I went through the divorce, the house was falling apart. The house was built in like the 1940s. And I was just crying. I was, about to give birth to my son. And I'm like, this is not somewhere to have a child. And my mom was just like, it's going to be fine. It's your first house. Like, you're not supposed to have like the best first house. But anyway, I ended up renovating this house. Through the divorce, I didn't know what I was doing. I was in the middle of, I still had my insurance agency. But then I ended up meeting my second ex-husband. And through our dating, etc., that, I ended up pregnant with my first daughter. So again, I'm like making a mess of my life. What am I going to do? But I fixed this house for a whole year. I fixed this house piece by piece, renovated the bathroom, renovated the kitchen, put new floors in, did the exterior, changed the windows, did all the stuff. I learned this was my baby because I grew with this house and I found a passion for fixing and flipping homes. I actually love it. You can say my relaxed time is putting in new floors, and Veronica can attest to that. I've done it in a house in Utah. I did it at House of Hertz. I enjoy it. It's not something that I feel like is a task, but this is the house that I learned a lot from. So through that year of living with in this house and fixing it, I actually ended up selling my agency. Pregnancy was, I don't want to say it was the best, the kindest to me. I did well, but I was also just making a lot of bad life decisions. So what did I do? I let it go. I left the agency go. And again, I was in my early 20s. I was a kid, raising a kid, and then having a second kid. So I was trying to figure out my life. And I tell you all this, I'm very, very transparent about my life and what's happened to me, because I've been able to use all of these opportunities to grow from them. I can't say that I've not made the same mistake more than once. I have. But this is a part of, I think it's a part of everybody's story, right? Everybody has something similar that has happened to them, right? But I received a foreclosure notice on this house after I had completely fixed it. It was a beautiful house after working on it. And I cried to my mom, who was a lender, and I told her, we're going to lose the house. We're going to get kicked out. I don't know where we're going to live, yada, yada. And she's like, why don't you short sell it? I had no idea what short sell meant at the time. And so she put me with a realtor friend of hers, and come to find that the house had equity in it. And I had about $120,000 in equity in the house. After paying all the back payments and all the stuff that the bank keeps from you, I had roughly between $80,000 and $100,000. I don't remember. Mind you, a kid, because your early 20s, you're still a kid. I don't care what people say. They think they're grown when you're 18. You're still a kid. Your mind is not fully developed. You're still not able to fully adult. That's just the reality, right? I lived it because I thought that I left my house at 18 and I thought, oh, I knew it all. I can do it. And I learned a lot of hard lessons making those choices. So what did I want to do? I wanted to travel the world. I had my son. I wanted to travel to see the world. And my dad is a truck driver, and my boyfriend at the time, turned husband, was a diesel mechanic. And he said, both of them were like, don't be stupid. Don't waste your money. Invest it. buy semis, buy trucks. Mind you, I have no idea anything about the trucking industry, but I went ahead and listened to them. And so I ended up buying trucks. I started off with 3. Guys, I invested in 3 trucks, knowing nothing about the trucking industry. There's a whole bunch of federal regulations. There's state regulations that you have to follow. I started in 2013, and I think it was October of 2013. And in January of 2014, they passed a new law that all of any truck that I think the engine was older than 2010 had to have a filter on it. So these filters were $15,000 to $20,000. So I just invested all this money in trucks, and now I had to spend more money to put filters on them. And so I was crying. I hated my dad. I hated my boyfriend. I was like, what did you guys get me into? I was so upset for such a long time. So I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I just threw away all this money. So for the first 2 years, I was unsuccessful. Why unsuccessful? Because I was learning. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was trying to figure it out, right? So I started Benjo's Trucking. This logo, by the way, my son, like I said, who's autistic, designed it for me. And so the truck, his name is Benjamin, so I named the company after him, Benjo. And for the first 2 years, I tried to figure out how to not lose everything, right? So all the $80,000 to $100,000 was invested in the trucking company. Everything that the trucking company made, I put back into the trucking company. And so there was a time that I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong here, because there's other people that are successful. What am I doing wrong? So I had to literally step away from the day-to-day stuff that I was doing to survive, because in my mind, I was like, just survive, just so that the company stays afloat. That's all I need to worry about, right? It doesn't even matter if I'm not getting paid, if I'm not making money. I just don't want to lose everything. And so finally, I figured out what was wrong, what I was doing wrong. So I'm going to pause on that story for a second, okay? And go back to the filters. So if you see on the right, this little picture of, it says, I can't see because you guys are there, ESW Clean Tech. When they came out with this law in California that you have to have air filters on the trucks, he was, at that time I got married to him, my husband, I'm like, why don't we sell the filters? Because, and Veronica will tell you too, I have business ideas all day long, and she has to reel me back in and be like, wait, Deanna, slow down, stop. Let's first finish this project before we move on to the next project. I don't know, they pop in all day. I sleep and dream about business. I don't know what's wrong with me. So I had this idea to start selling filters. So I had no idea, again, what I was doing, but I was like, let me just start calling the manufacturers and finding out how can you source these, and what are the qualifications to install them. Remember that sorry, I'm going to move for a second. My husband at the time was a diesel mechanic, so he was able to install them. We just had to provide certification that, he knew what he was doing, etc., pass the test. And I was calling businesses, getting discounts on all of these, buying them wholesale. So to make a long story short, this was a 3-year business, 3 to 5 year business that we did, selling filters and installing the filters at the peak of when all the semis in California that had a 2010 engine or older had to have a filter in them. So we were able to put a very hefty down payment on our first house that we bought together, just using the money from this little side job. And I call it side job because it really was a side job. It wasn't the full-time thing. He was still a diesel mechanic who had his shop, and I had the trucks that I was working on. So anyway, going back to the truck story, I finally figured out what was wrong. One is that there was a middleman who was taking a lot of money, and that was the brokers that give you the loads, right? So what did I do? I went to become a broker. I went to apply to get my brokerage, and that's where you'll see Elite Logistics. That's my brokerage company. And I remember my dad telling me, it's too hard, you can't do it, it's so expensive, you have to have $75,000. I'm like, it can't be that hard. There's a lot of brokers out there, right? It can't be that hard. Let's figure this out. So I did the research. I researched to figure out what is it that you have to do. I had my brokerage. My dad helped me get the first account that we had, and the rest is history. I made my first million. I want to say I was 23, maybe 24. And I was like, holy crap, I can do this again. And so like basically the rest is history. Like honestly, like I've just done business after business. Failure is a part of the process because, as I mentioned, with Benjo's for 2 years, I was losing all the money that I invested into it and the money that I made because I didn't know 100% what I was doing. When I figured out what I was doing wrong, I fixed it, and then I started to be successful with the company. And I do want to touch on this because this is actually the year that I closed Benjo's Trucking last month. I still have my brokerage, but the market shifted so bad that there's hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that are going under. And I had to make a really tough decision. Do I want to keep investing all of my savings to keep the company afloat? Or is it time to move on? So for me, the decision was to move on. And it was bittersweet because it is my, this year was my 10-year anniversary with the trucking company. But I say this again because as things happen in our life and the economy, it's okay to shift. There's ebbs and flows in everything. And so if you have a company or you have a business or you have a baby that you're working on, and or you've never started anything, but you have the idea and you want to do it and you haven't pulled the trigger, do it. Like you have nothing to lose but the opportunity to try and I don't want to say try because try is a failing word. You can do it. You want to be able to do it. And so I say this because, like I said, I did the insurance agency. My life, shifted in the things that were happening in my life that I needed to do something different. And so then I did the trucking company where I had the support of my dad and my husband to operate the company. And I'm going to share a little bit more with you guys so that I don't jump ahead. And then Root Cause Clinic and all the rest came about. Well, let me share with you a little bit of how and what. As you can see, I'm sure you can see that I have breast implants here. This was me. And right after my first divorce, that husband had a lot of problems and unfortunately wanted to make me his little supermodel. He had a lot of issues. And I was very naive and dumb. And so I went and did the surgery, hoping that it was going to save my marriage. And it was only a matter of maybe a month or 2 months. And, I found out that he was speaking to somebody else and divorce was in front of us. And so after I had put my body through all this trauma to like make this man happy, it did nothing but create a future of illness for me. And so I had breast implant illness. I didn't know it was breast implant illness. I had them for 8 years in my body. I was extremely sick, chronically fatigued, constant joint pain. I had this constant itching behind the breast implants in my chest. Like I felt like ants were all in my chest all the time. The surgeon who did my surgery decided on his own to give me double D breast implants when, as you could see, I was pretty thin, even though I had gone in there asking for C cups. And so it was very traumatic for me to come out. And the doctor's response was, I had to do what was best, what I thought was best for your body type. So I don't know how that's legal, how they get away with this. But that's what happened. So on top of the fact that he got to play Barbie with me and do what he wanted, not what I asked as a patient, I had to then deal with the trauma of divorce. As a single mom, it was a lot. And so you'll see like this picture in here, my eyes were very swollen. This was me at explant. I took the breast implants out in 2019. I actually had the scheduled to do it like later that year because the doctor was like so backed up with appointments. I think it was like when everybody had an awakening and started realizing like breast implant illness is real. It's not in people's head. Like women are literally, killing themselves because they cannot live with the body that they have post implants. The rashes, I had very, very, very dark thoughts. I was suicidal for a good 2 years. And I would cry to my husband and say, I don't know what's wrong with me. It was a very, very ugly time in my life. And, he was very supportive through the process, but he couldn't understand or empathize because men are a little bit different in their, processes with women and their emotions. So it was hard for him. He tried his best to support me, but it was hard for him to see somebody who was like such a go-getter, who was hardworking, had all the energy in the world, not be able to get up out of bed, not, feel like there's a reason to live. Mind you, I already had my babies, I do feel like there's a mixture of postpartum depression that went undiagnosed with all of that. So anyway, needless to say, I had the explant surgery and this picture right here was when I think I had COVID. I went to the fair, and this was in, let me see, September, and COVID was in 2020. I think March was like the official COVID, but I went to the LA County Fair in this picture, and like through the process of being at the fair for a few hours, I was like literally feeling like deathly sick. And then I hibernated for 2 days. I could not get out of bed. I could not talk. I felt like horrible after that. And it was like, I've never been that sick in my life. And so I don't know if I did or not, but I just knew that like, oh my God, what the heck, I got hit by a bus. But then, going back to the trucks and all of that stuff, everything was like kind of organized. I had other people working for me. I wasn't having to work, 24/7 anymore. And things were like calm, things were good. And so going back to Root Cause Clinic and how that came about, I met with Veronica. I saw her on social media, and I saw what she was doing with bioenergetic testing. And I was like, I want to do this. Maybe she can help me. Maybe she can help my son. And, because explanting is just the beginning, right? You have to like detox from all of that. And there's still a lot of healing to happen. And there's a lot of mental healing that has to happen with that, because I struggled a lot once I came into this new body that didn't have rest. It was hard for me because it was a part of my identity, the body that I had. I didn't look at myself for like 2 weeks after surgery because I was just like disgusted, to be honest. I was depressed and disgusted. I'm like, this is not a woman's body. I had a lot of body dysmorphia, and I'll admit today I still have that. I struggle with body image, etc. The world that we live in makes you feel like you have to be a certain way, and so I struggle with that. But anyway, I met with Veronica, and I had the most profound appointment with her ever. Like, I remember her making me cry because I did not tell her all the details about my son's illness and what he was complaining about, but she expressed to me like that my son could potentially be in pain, and he would always say that his back hurts and his joints hurt and stuff, and I'm like thinking like, okay, he's just being lazy. And that's not the case. He really did have something going on. And so I thought, this is amazing. And then Veronica and I collaborated to birth Root Cause Clinic. For me, it came out of illness. For Veronica, it came out of a need, because her practice was booming and she needed more help, right? And so Root Cause Clinic came about. From there, we created House of Hertz, which is basically a location where you can do the services in person. We did put a pause on our St. George location, but we are still currently opened in Solana Beach, California. And then, drum roll please, Where Physics Meets Physiology launched last month, and we're so excited about that. Those of you who have purchased the course and joined are being super graceful and amazing with us as we navigate our first launch of this course and all of the lovely technicalities that come with, things that are online and all of the problems with technology. But we're getting there. We're getting things, in tip-top shape, and I'm excited about it because you guys are going to be the first ones to have access to all of these things. So let's go back to what the point of this whole presentation is. So job security. As you're, navigating what you're going to do for your, building your wealth, because I think it's building wealth is what everybody's looking to do. It's not about get rich quick schemes or what I can do to hustle a quick $500 and then that's it. You want to have a solid foundation to be able to build off of. And with that, you want to have reliable income. And so I urge those of you who are thinking about, doing another side hustle, or if you already have it and it's not performing the way you want it to perform, it's okay to go backwards, because it's not really going backwards. It's really solidifying your foundation and getting that 9-to-5 job, getting that W-2 job that maybe is not paying as much as you want, but it's something that is going to be there and you can consistently rely on for your, regular expenses that you have, right? And it's stability, right? There's no such thing as job security in reality, but most, jobs, I mean, I hate to say it, but like McDonald's and all that stuff, they're paying like well over minimum wage because of the shift in the market right now. A lot of companies are paying a lot more. And so don't feel like, hey, I have too much pride or too much ego to take a job that isn't in the line of, that I'm working in. Even like my personal trainer, he told me what he was doing as his job, and he stepped down as being a manager for the for the gym that I go to. And I said, hey, so what's your second job? And he's like, well, I'm very embarrassed to say. And I'm like, why? I'm like, just say it. And he said, I'm Ubering. And I'm like, There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you're making money, you're side hustling, like you're putting something aside to build your dream, right? Because he has his own dream to open up his own gym, etc. And I think that's great. Like, everybody has to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. So we have to put our egos and pride aside and be like, it's okay for me to do this right now until I hit X, Y, and Z goals to make it happen for me, right? So getting a job that's a 9 to 5, getting, that's maybe not in the area that you actually have your degrees in, etc. It's okay. Do it so that you can fund your dream. We all have to start somewhere. So I say, put our egos aside and let's get it done. Okay. So the 21st century, you do not need a college degree anymore to build wealth. This generation is creating the most millionaires than ever before, because there are so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities out there for every single one of us. And before you say, I can't do it because I don't know that many people, I can't do it because I only have 100 followers, I can't do it because I'm a single mom, I can't do it because whatever the I can't that you have in your head, write them down and then go burn it. Go burn that paper. Like, literally get rid of it, because get it out of your system. Get all of those negative ideas that are setting you back and holding you back from the perception that you can't, because every single one of us has the same exact 24 hours and we all have the same capabilities. Okay. Every single one of us. So set that aside. We are in the age of YouTube. We are in the age of Google. We are in the age of social media. What does that mean? There's opportunity everywhere. It is endless. You can become an affiliate. Let's talk about that. Actually, let me not jump ahead. How can you create multiple streams of income? This is the age that we're in. You can't just rely on your 9 to 5, because if you get fired tomorrow, then what are you going to do? This is why I say you hold that to pay your bills, but you need to have multiple streams of income to be able to build your wealth. There's affiliate marketing, there's print on demand. People design the cutest little things and sell them, and they're no part of the process of actually making. There's so many opportunities. Becoming an influencer. Every single influencer that you see out there that has 50,000 followers, 100,000 followers, 1,000,000 followers, they started with one. Every single one of them started with one. So you can start too. Like, don't think that I can't do it, I have nothing to offer. Every single one of us has something to offer the world, and maybe 20 other people have done it. Who cares? You can do it too. How many different brands are there out there for clothing? How many different brands, makeup brands out there are there? There's no market that you can say is saturated, because you're unique and you get to bring something to the table that nobody else has, and that's you. So there's many courses that you can make. That's something that I love right now. Is like a huge trend is in making mini courses, how to do X, Y, and Z, right? There's so much of that on social media right now. And it's great, because even though if you come from the background of health and wellness, and you might feel like, oh, well, I already know about coffee enemas. I already know about, the 8 hours of sleep. I already know about, either fasting or not fasting, depending on which side of the spectrum you're on, right? Because some people say it's good to fast, other people say you shouldn't fast. But at the end of the day, you can still put that out there, because there's so many people that don't have access. People think that the wellness industry is saturated. It is not. It is not, because there's so many people that are, I hate to say it, below income, who don't get to have the opportunity of seeing this type of influence or information in front of them. Why? Because I was on WIC, and I think it's called WIC, and what is that called? Food stamps. When I went through my divorce, I literally did not know how I was going to put food on the table for my son, because like I said, I let go of my insurance agency, and I was just in a very bad space mentally. And, a lot of stuff was not aligning in my life. So I was making a lot of bad choices. That's the reality. And, I didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow for me or for my son. And so I got on food stamps, and I say it because there's no shame in that. If that's where you're at right now and that's what you need to survive, do it. Like, do what you need to do to be able to move forward in life. And so when I didn't have the need for it anymore, I got off of it, right? But it was a stepping stone for me. But what do they educate you with there, unfortunately, is eat a lot of dairy, eat a lot of cereal, eat a lot of cheese. It's the best thing for you. And that's not quite true. And so unfortunately, the education that they provide for you is not the education to allow you to grow. they cap you. If you make just a little bit, enough to survive, then you lose all of this. And so unfortunately, the system that we live in is very much geared at keeping people tied down and not allowing people true growth. And when I say true growth, I mean really creating the dreams that you want and not having to live paycheck to paycheck while you're doing it. And so, that's why I want to present this to all of you guys, is different opportunities, different ideas, different things to get those juices flowing for you, so that you know that this is a possibility for you. But you have a network and you have an influence, and somebody, and the person next to you knows somebody else, and you don't know who you can touch and how you can touch them if you don't try, right? And so there's people who you may know who are living in Section 8 housing who think that they're not capable of this, or they're working, the single mom that's working 10 hours a day just to provide food on the table, and she thinks that's all her future is. You could be that person that gives her the message and lets her know that there's more out there for her, and that sparks that fire in her to be able to do more for herself and her family, And I say that because that was me. Again, I was young. I made a lot of mistakes. I was living, paycheck to paycheck. I was about to lose my house, and things shifted for me. But they don't just shift on their own. You have to do something to make that happen. You have to be involved in the process. So anyway, going back to different streams of income, there's multi-level marketing. Now, a lot of people have stigma with that, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but that is actually one of the best ways of being able to make money. There's network marketing. There's creating a YouTube channel and sharing whatever you want to share. Literally, YouTube is filled with so many videos. I mean, the youth of our age, my kids are addicted to YouTube, and all those stupid videos that are 10-second videos sharing like the dumbest things. Like, those people are getting rich, like, off of these kids watching these dumb videos. So you can literally make whatever you want, and I promise you will get views. Just be consistent in what you're doing, and you'll grow, because YouTube does pay once you have a following, right? There's becoming a virtual assistant. There's so many jobs right now that are virtual that you don't have to go into an office anymore, that you can literally apply for jobs virtually, and whether it be in what is it called, social media management, or creating content for people, or something. There's even for us, Root Cause Clinic, all of our providers, they are all over the US and they work from home. So there's so many opportunities. And Amazon store is another one. Affiliates share what they're wearing, what they're doing, where they're going, etc. And like, literally, you can just start a blog post. Like, there's so many opportunities. So anyway, let's talk about the stigma behind MLM. So a lot of people feel like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Oh, like, I don't like it. As soon as they hear of network marketing or multi-level marketing, people close their ears. And so I'm going to ask you guys not to do that, and don't be like, oh, I'm out. Hang on for a little bit with me so that I can explain as far as what the opportunities that you have. So look at Avon. I was talking about Avon. This company was built in the 1880s, I think it was, and look where it's at now. Like, it's still here and thriving, and your mom or your grandma or your great grandma probably sold it and used it. I know that my mom used to buy Avon when I was a kid, and you probably know somebody who has, right? So look at this. In 2018, they made $5.7 billion. They didn't keep all that money. They had people who were network marketing for them, who were affiliates with them, and made commissions, made money off of the sales that they made. When you buy something, a lipstick or whatever it is, and somebody asks you, hey, what brand is that? Where did you get that? Like, we're in the age of social media, where people will say, here's my link, go, use my link to go get it, or whatever. That's bringing Avon and Amway and all of these companies into the 21st century, right? We're sharing links now to be able to still network market or multi-level marketing. Anyway, so not that I'm standing behind any of these brands or anything, I'm just sharing with you different companies and what the potential income is that they make and how you can take a piece of that, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about these 4 companies today, and actually a surprise 5th that is not listed here, and you're going to see it at the end. So I'm excited to share that with you. So there's Nuvita, doTERRA, Root Cause Clinic, and Where Physics Meets Physiology. We're going to talk about these opportunities. So doTERRA, let's talk about that for a second here. I have to move you guys out of the way. Sorry. So doTERRA as a business has multi-level compensation. They have what's called a 20% fast start commission. So if you refer your link or your code to somebody and they decide to buy any of the products or oils, etc., you get a commission. So it's just like every other, multi-level marketing company out there or network marketing company out there. Us at Root Cause Clinic, we support you if you decide to join our Root Cause Clinic team by offering a free test kit. If you don't know what Root Cause Clinic is, actually, let me ask that now because I did not ask. Let's see if I can see comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you're here because you know Root Cause Clinic, and put a 2 in the comment if you've never heard of Root Cause Clinic and you've never heard of us. And Veronica, I don't know where the chat's at, so you can tell me. What is it?
I have 3 1s, 4 1s.
Okay, so you guys know Root Cause Clinic, great. Okay, cool. So then I won't go delve deep into what Root Cause Clinic is because you already know about us. But we do have bioenergetic testing services that we offer. Our test kits alone are $395, and so you get to have that for free every 6 months when you are on what's called the Loyalty Rewards Program with doTERRA. It's all you have to do is place a 100-point value order every month, and on the 6th month, on the 7th month after your 6-month order, you'll get a free test kit from us. And so this is huge. I have a spelling error in there that I just saw. But anyway, so you can get also, there's ways to rank advance and get bonuses, etc. And then you have the support of Root Cause Clinic and our team. We provide free education, especially if you're going to be on the LRP, you get more free education. And something really cool that doTERRA just launched this month is what's called a sharer. So you could share a link by not having a account as a business account. You could just be a customer and you can share your link with friends or family. And if your friends or family use that link to purchase, you can earn up to, well, it's not up to, it is 20% on their order in points to be able to use as doTERRA dollars to buy products for yourself. Now, if you were to exceed that, you can earn up to $599 for tax reasons. Once you hit $600, then you do have to get a 1099. A W-9 sent to you. And so for those reasons, doTERRA has to cap you at $599. However, if you're sharing and you're, earning this much in doTERRA dollars to use as real cash to buy oils or products that you want from doTERRA, then it's time to have a conversation with us so that we can upgrade you to a wellness advocate and you can start making money that goes into your bank account that you can use for, whatever you want. There's something that we're doing as well, which is called the doTERRA RCC Match Program. And so we're doing this till the end of this month and next month. Okay, so we are in April and May. We're going to do this for you guys, where if you used your link and share it, of course, you have to be within the doTERRA group, the Root Cause Clinic group. So that's the caveat, is that you do have to be a part of our group. We're actually going to give you cash back. Whatever it is that you got in points from doTERRA, we're gonna match it up to $200. So here's one great way for you to make quick cash is literally share your link. If you're already using the oils, share, when people ask you, what is that you're diffusing? It smells amazing. Just share your link and you can send them a link with the oil that you're diffusing, and that'll earn you doTERRA dollars, right? So there's that as an opportunity. Now, if you decided to do it as an actual business, there's little to no monetary investment. Why? Because there's some people that cannot afford to make $100 a month order, and that's okay. But sharing and building your own business is free. There's nothing that it costs you to network market and to put yourself out there and to share, whether it be on social media, whether it be through face-to-face with groups that you're in, whether it's at school with the teachers, etc. However it is that you choose to share. That is just your time investment into building your business, right? So you can start with as little as $200 to create, even less than that. And of course, we can talk later. We're going to be sharing a link for you guys to register if you want to have a one-on-one. And then there's a monthly commitment of $125 to get your commissions. So in a whole year, have you ever heard of less than $2,000 investment for a year to have your own business? To start your own business, to become an entrepreneur? It's not really heard of. Generally, you do have to invest a lot of money, but I'm going to share some more opportunities with you that, again, have little to no investment. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, there's also, if you haven't heard of Nuvita, it's another great company who has, they actually sell CBD, CBG, and products that help with supporting neurological symptoms that you may have. If you're not familiar with the brand, reach out to us and we'll be happy to share more details. But they have a compensation plan, again, where you can earn 20 to 30% in commissions by referring a friend to the product, or if you want to do the company as a business, you can earn even more, up to 40% commissions. I did not put that on there because I don't want people to think that that's like entry level, right? It's after you've grown your team and you're growing your company. But again, a $200 investment to be able to make your money back in 3 months, you can make your money back. And just sharing with like maybe 5 people. So it's really, really doable. And again, these are all great ideas for you guys to start bringing in different streams of income. Okay, let me see if I can go to the next slide. All right, and now I'm going to talk about Root Cause Clinic. So if you decided that you want to get into this, hustle business of creating multiple streams of income, we at Root Cause Clinic have an affiliate program where if you have a code and you share your code, and somebody uses that code, they're going to get 10% off of the services at Root Cause Clinic, and you're going to get $40. Now, $40 doesn't seem like a lot, but if you share with 10 people, that's $400. Now, $400 is a car payment. It's a mini trip, I don't know, to San Diego. If you're from, California, Southern California, $400 is $400. Good money, right? So can you think of people that you can share the opportunity of health, and, I say health and wellness, to be able to shift the direction of the status of their health, right? You can do that. So you can create a list. If you're already using Root Cause Clinic, it's a lot easier for you to share your experience with people, right? And then say, hey, I have a code for you if you want to save 10% off, if you want to try it too. So there's this opportunity that you can have with Root Cause Clinic. And then this is something that our lovely users of the course or purchasers of Where Physics Meets Physiology have not seen yet. So this is going to be coming into their inbox here soon. But if you're here and you already purchased the course, then surprise, you get to have an affiliate link where you get to share your experience with the course. Mind you, if you have not purchased the course, but you still want to share, you can still share and earn. There's not a requirement to have purchased the course to still share it. So you can earn $400 per link every link that is used of yours. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied here. So it's a referrer program, again, as an affiliate with us. Now, this little section here means that if you refer somebody to us, let's say Sally refers Joe, and then Joe decides that Joe wants to also become an affiliate and refer as well. Well, for every code that every link that is used by Joe, you're actually going to earn $100 by having done nothing but introduced to Joe. And you could do that as many times as you want. So, I mean, I'd say that's passive income right there. So there will be a certain point where you are going to be getting checks and not even knowing how or through who, but it's, again, residual income. And that's the goal here, is for you guys to have different options, different ways of building your wealth and not leaving all of your eggs in one basket, right? So there's that opportunity. And then, of course, those who actually have taken the course or are going to take the course or are thinking about taking the course, there's a whole other opportunity for you guys, which is going to be phenomenal. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But once the course is completed, you'll be a certified biophysics practitioner. And I do want to say that we are working on getting the course accredited. And so once that happens, that'll open up a whole nother paradigm for you guys. And we'll discuss that once we're there, because I don't want to, jump ahead, but we are in the process of getting that done. So, but in the meantime, where we are currently at right now, as a course graduate, you're going to get, again, drum roll, please, Root Cause Solutions. This is the company that you did not see. And Root Cause Solutions, again, is a part of the Root Cause Clinic umbrella, if you will. And so what is that? So you're going to get it free for 60 days. After that, if you decide to continue to opt in, then it will cost you $99 for the following 60 days. So at 4 months, you will have spent $200. And then after that, it's going to go up to $199 a month. So why are we doing this? I know you don't know what it is, but why are we doing this? Why? Because as an entrepreneur, somebody starting your business, you need all the breaks that you can get so that you can get yourself situated and set up everything to be able to become successful. So we want to give you a financial break and give you the tools before you actually pay for them. So what are those tools? Let's talk about it. Okay, so our CS, Root Cause Solutions, is an all-in-one entrepreneurial business package. And if you go to that website, it's not active yet. You'll get an email when you know that it's active, and it'll probably be this weekend, guys. So those of you who decide today or once you get your survey that I actually want to partake in this, you're not a part of the course, okay? Because remember, those who have purchased the course are going to get this for 60 days for free. Those who are not purchasing anything at all they can opt in to get it for 30 days for free. And that's like literally zero financial investment to get your business started, whatever that business is that you're dreaming of starting. Sorry, guys. How do I go to the next slide? I'm about to explain to you guys what it is because you're like, okay, what are you offering me for free? But I don't know what it is. Why can't I go forward? There we go. Okay. So this is what it is. I've got so many things you guys can't see that I'm trying to move around my screen. Sorry. So it's basically a CRM tool to manage your business, and it has multiple different levels of support. So you can do social media scheduling management in the service. You're going to be able to, again, this is not just for a clinic. This is for any type of business that you have, right? Of course, Root Cause Clinic, we are in the health and wellness industry, and our goal is to support people in their health journey and wellness. And now we are entering the business of helping other people become entrepreneurs and have their own clinic or their own practice. And we're providing them the support through the Where Physics Meets Physiology course, which is $5,500 to do this course and be certified, and then give you access to all of this. However, you can use this exact same platform for any type of business that you want to do. If you are a social media influencer, if you want to create a blog, a blog about your life and share different tips and tricks or affiliate links. If you want to make a series of mini courses or large courses like the one that we have with Where Physics Meets Physiology, this can fit into any type of business. So this is one of the benefits of the program that we're offering you guys. Okay, so second, it's Instagram and Facebook Messenger automations. Automations can be set up to send messages to potential or current patients or clients on Instagram and Facebook Messenger, providing personalized communication and engagement with your audience. This can include setting up chatbots to answer frequently asked questions, directing potential patients to book appointments, or offering promotions. Now, the price that you see is what is generally what it costs out there for other services. It's not what it's going to cost for us. Lead generation funnels and automation. So this service involves setting up lead generation funnels and automations to attract potential patients or clients and turn them into paying customers. This can include creating lead magnets, designing landing pages, and creating automated email sequences to nurture leads. So those of you, again, who are not in the entrepreneurial business, who don't have a business of your own, who maybe this might sound very foreign to you, like, what is this? What are you talking about? So generally, when you are starting a business, you want to have what's called a lead magnet. That means that you want to be able to put yourself out there where somebody can see what you have to offer, right? And they can click on that link and read a little bit about it, and then they can choose to subscribe. If they do choose to subscribe, then they are now part of your lead magnet or your funnel, where you can then nurture them, meaning providing them support. If they reach out to you, if you want to do little drips of content for them, another email, sharing more of what you're offering, etc. There's different ways to kind of grow your brand, and we're going to provide you templates for all of this that you get to then customize for your niche, for whatever it is that your business is. So the sky's the limit, guys. This is actually very exciting. Okay, so it'll also have a calendar booking system. If you've ever used Calendly, it can get quite expensive. There's different brands out there that use calendar systems. This one already has one built in where you can allow people to book with you, discovery calls or paid appointments, or, whatever it is that you need for your business type, right? Okay, so you can also link it to like different channels like social media, etc. Okay, there's a sales system and customer CRM management. So a sales system can be set up to track and manage sales leads, follow up with potential patients or customers, and convert leads into paying customers. This can include creating a sales pipeline, setting up emails, SMS or text messages and automations and providing sales training to clinic staff or your staff, right? Because the goal is for you to grow to a point that you may need virtual assistants or you may need, further support. You can manage all of that in this software system. So customer management CRM management involves managing customer relationships, tracking customer interactions, and providing personalized communication to patients or clients. This can include, guys, sorry, I have something covering up. Setting up a CRM system to store patient information, creating emails and SMS automations, and analyzing customer data to improve engagement. This is actually pretty cool because there is analytics built in so that you can see where, if you're deciding to do like ad spend, where it makes more sense for you to spend money if you're doing Facebook ads or Pinterest ads or whatever that is, right? Again, two-way SMS and email marketing can be used to communicate with potential and current patients or clients, providing personalized communication and engagement. This includes setting up automated text and email messages to nurture leads, promote services, and manage patient appointments. If you've signed up for anything with us, you've probably seen a little bit about this. Another type of customer interactions is what it should say. The goal here is for you guys to be able to literally be a text message away from us or an email away, and then also being able to get all of the information that we have to provide to you guys in a very easy, an easy way to communicate it. And so we're going to give all of this to you guys at no cost if that's what you choose to do for 30 days. And then thereafter, you can, once you've built out your system, whatever that is that it looks like, then there will be a $99 charge for another 60 days. And then from there, $199, right? So again, there's Facebook ads, Google, TikTok ad leads. There's literally, this is built out for you guys to be able to put yourself out there and generate income. And so you're going to figure out what that unique way looks like. And we're going to be sending you guys a survey where you can complete, basically share with us what you're interested in, where you would like help, and then we'll be able to book a one-on-one to help you get there. So I'm going to stop sharing. And if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask, and then I'm happy to answer them. I do, in the meantime, while nobody, if nobody unmutes themselves, I did want to share that there is actually a website that is included with all of this. So you'll be able to have we're going to give you guys all the templates and then you can edit them to make them customized to you. But if you've ever paid for Teachable, Wix, there's MailChimp, all of these things, when you combine the cost of all of that, you can easily go up to $1,000 a month. And this is going to be $199 to provide all of the same services in one location. So does anybody have questions? Let's see, there's a question from Catherine Jimenez. Can one become a provider after the first level of the course or only after the third? After the first level, you can actually become a provider for, I'm sorry, Veronica, did you answer these already?
I didn't see that one come up. It might have been, I think it might have been a direct question, maybe higher up in the thread, because I didn't see that one.
Okay, no worries, I'll answer that. So yes, you can actually, after the first level, become a provider, not with Root Cause Clinic. With Root Cause Clinic, you would have to complete all 3 levels to be able to be a contender to apply to be a provider with Root Cause Clinic. But you can have your own practice, and something that we haven't talked about in the past, or even for those who have purchased the course yet, because we're working on putting that out there for you guys in a easy to read, one location format. But you will be able to have wholesale pricing on Root Cause Clinic's testing so that you can provide this to your clients. Once you open up your own practice, wherever you're at, we're going to be able to support you with that at a discount so that you can still earn an income on referring to Root Cause Clinic's lab. And you will be the provider presenting the information to your client. But we are also going to help you by giving you a recommended protocol and suggestions so that you have somewhere to start as a foundation for your clients. And then we also will have, support options as well, the tier support options that you can pay for if you want to. But as far as not costing you anything other than what the client's going to pay for the testing, we will have a recommended remedies protocol as well as a Cliff Notes version of what we're seeing going on. And that's going to kind of help you take off. Okay, I'm going to read Patricia's question. I purchased the course to educate myself so I can open a clinic one day in UK, but mostly to heal is going through hard times with my health and pretty hopeless. I'm sorry to hear that. I think you guys are awesome, and I hope one day I can indeed be there to turn what has happened to me to what has happened for me. You're on your way. You already started. And yes, you can. You can absolutely open up a practice in the UK and use root cause clinics testing and to help you with that. Let's see. Yes, actually, Nancy, she said, can you send me a link with the course descriptions? So we're actually working on this right now, and I'm hoping that by probably this weekend, if not next week, we're going to have that linked onto our website so that you can actually see every single lesson and get like a Cliff Notes version of what the lesson is going to be about so that you understand what you're getting.
Yeah, I just try to post it in here. It's too long. It won't let me.
Yeah. So, but we will send that to you guys. We're going to have it on our website, and then you guys will receive it by email through our CRM automation system. Let's see. Yes. Actually, so Nancy, after this, you're either today or tomorrow, we're going to be sending out a survey to those who attended, who can then express what they're interested in, and then we can help you. We'll hold a one-on-one meeting with you to help you. It looks like Veronica's posting the
Yeah, I'm going to post it bit by bit here, everybody. Go ahead, keep on going.
so that you can see what every single lesson is about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roberta Gold. Thank you for keeping it real. This is very exciting. I'm so happy to have found RCC and happy to be a part of the course and all the great things to come. Absolutely. I think that, like, unfortunately, there's like good and bad with social media, right? And I think that the good part of it is that there's so much knowledge at our hands and fingertips, and it's amazing what we can learn to help ourselves heal that maybe our doctor or, you know, the people that we know or our upbringing did not give us that information. But there's the downside to it where unfortunately people make it seem like everything's roses and flowers and all perfect and life is just great. That's not the reality of the world that we live in. I'm super transparent. And we all have struggles, like all of us. And so I really do think that we can use them to learn from them. And doesn't mean you're not going to make a mistake again or that you're not going to screw up again. But you know, take a piece of whatever it is that you've experienced and see how you can turn that around into something positive. Let's see.